Hey, welcome to the Thursday afternoon Popcast. I'm here with Danny the Dork Knight. What's up, brother?
Hey Brian, what's up? I'll play where is it? I'll play the role of Shane. I'm not used to this backwards stuff. Here we go.
Danny is playing Shane today because Shane is actually in Vegas with the Salty Nerd guys.
Yeah.
And couldn't do the live stream today. But you know what? We are never going to leave you guys hanging unless I'm so sick I can't move. So I'm here. Let's rock.
Let's do this.
Good stuff to talk about today. Obviously, we are doing the Picard Season 3, Episode 4, scene by scene, frame by frame, breakdown review. That's what we do. But additionally, we're going to be talking about why is William Shatner being snubbed for 3 years in a row? That needs to be discussed.
Yeah.
Also, some interesting YouTube stuff. Mr. Beast and his giant chocolate balls.
I actually can't wait to talk about that.
That's gonna be a fun one. And in the members section, we are going to be talking about a little bit of Quantum Leap stuff. Our schedule for that, in addition to some Shazam early reviews, and I have an inside scoop on that. And I don't usually get an inside scoop on DC stuff, so this is going to be fun. It's going to be a great show. Danny, how you doing today, brother?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great. Not to get a little too personal, but I had some issues with my, falling off the wagon, and I've kind of conquered those. I'm feeling good about, rebooting that. But
that's good.
Launching a couple of websites. I'm really excited about the article I got coming out. Oh, that's what is that? That's Red Bull, though.
Red Bull. Yeah. No more liquid meth for me, boys, because that messed me up. I got super
Did it give you like heart palpitations or something?
Yeah, you can't be up for like 3 days straight. It's not good for you. Speaking of things that are good for you, this is a horrible segue. I'm sorry, but I'm not used to this. We do have a sponsor today, and so I'm going to read the sponsor read. It's from our really great company called EKSTER. I actually use the wallets myself.
Oh yeah.
And this is what it says. There may not be any need for a wallet in the future of Star Trek, but it is a necessity for us in our daily lives. And oh boy, did we find the last wallet you'll ever need to own. We have discovered the most efficient smart wallet in the world, and it's made by EKSTER. They have revolutionized the wallet and will never go back to bifold. Super slim, sleek, and futuristic, EKSTER wallets can fit in the front pocket and still hold up to 12 cards. This high-quality wallet combines Italian leather, space-grade aluminum, carbon fiber, and a built-in RFID blocker to protect you from wireless theft. Oh yeah, and it also comes with a tracking card if you misplace it. Check out EKSTER wallets right now after this video. The link will be in the description. Go to shops.ekster.com/thepopcast and get 25% off your order when you use coupon code THEPOPCAST. Thanks to EKSTER for sponsoring this stream. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm not very used to reading things out loud. But
Oh well, if you ever want to shoot next time I'm here, I do a pretty mean ad read.
Here, I'll send it to you because I got to read it at the top and at the bottom of the show. So I'm gonna send it to you, and you can read it before we go to the member section. How about that?
How about that? All right on.
Yeah. I'm sending it to you right now. All right, yeah. Listen, guys. I'm not gonna harp on this, but EKSTER is actually legit. I never thought I would actually replace my wallet, and when I got this sucker, I'm never going back, dude. It's the coolest thing I've ever used.
One of those humongous wallets, so I'm actually
me too, dude. I used to have this giant wallet where I literally couldn't sit down without taking my wallet out of my pocket.
Yeah.
But then I got EKSTER and never looked back, dude. All right. So before we go into the Picard stuff, let's see who's hanging out in the chat, man. Oh, there's a lot. I'm not gonna be able to read everyone off here, but Jeremy, what's up, Archmage? Penny, Yorkshire Geek, Kidsy, Donnie Person, a lot of folks. Okay, listen, if I don't call you out, I'm glad you're here. I appreciate you being here. And like I said, yeah, obviously this is not Shane, but Danny is just as entertaining, I'm sure, and we're gonna have a really good time today. Okay, Let's just jump right into it, dude, because this episode was crazy.
It's so good. And you guys have been telling me the truth the whole time. It gets better. Every episode is better than the one before it. So good.
Yeah. So this is like, I guess, the end of Act 1 or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm not spoiling that. That's been said by multiple people. But it sort of is like the end of Act 1 and of the like the season. And it really goes to show. I'm not trying to collect receipts here, but I have been telling you guys for like 6 weeks that Shaw was going to blow you away. Is he not blowing you away right now?
Oh man, yeah. I love Captain Shaw even more. I liked him from the beginning, but he's really growing on me even more now. I did want to ask you a question. I think we're kind of similar in age. You might remember like back in the 80s and I guess maybe even a little bit into the 90s, they would have like these like a dynasty reunion show or whatever. They'd have like a reunion show that was like a special event, took place over X amount of days or whatever.
Yeah.
And they got categorized differently. I almost wonder, like, if I wish I still lived in a world where, because this is basically a reunion show is what it is. And not only that, but it's like, it seems like it's basically it's a 10-hour version of the final Next Generation movie, basically. And I don't know, I think it could have done really well on network television as a special event. Or do you think I'm just crazy? Like,
yeah, I mean, it could have ran as like a mini series or something. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. Just make it an event, like a TV event, and have it on network television. And so you can actually, because this is the thing, like streaming is so hard. Like, we don't know if the numbers they give us are real or not.
Right.
Paramount's ending all this stuff now because they're, it turns out they're actually not making money off of woke BS that they've been streaming. And, so I just, I don't know. I felt like it could have been, I had that thought when I was writing, and I just felt like, do you know what I'm talking about? You remember they used to do these events?
Yeah.
Like back in, like ABC would do.
I had this idea of like play everything up to like episode 8 and then air like the last 2 hours as a giant movie,
Yeah. Oh, that would have been cool.
Like that would be sick. I mean, like it's worthy. It's worthy of that. Yeah, we're going to go into all the great moments. So I don't want to burn them right now. Let me just let me show anyone new here how this works. Basically it's pretty simple. You see these two little numbers here. +1 means we like something. A -1 means we dislike something, which there's not a whole lot of those this episode. And at the end of the episode, we're going to tally up those two numbers. We're going to average them out and come up with the official Popcast score for this episode. I thought last episode would be the episode to beat because we were +11, but we'll see. This so far every episode is gaining on the previous episode, so it's really working out. All right, let's jump into it, shall we?
Please.
We are reviewing Picard, Season 3, the final season, Episode 4. And this is the official scene-by-scene Popcast review. Let's jump into it.
Oh.
All right.
Just seeing that font got me excited. Sorry.
So we're back in Guinan's bar. And you know what's funny is I didn't pick up on this in the beginning, but there's actually an Enterprise C right here.
Yes. It's a gold model.
Right. Enterprise C, which we only ever saw that ship in the TNG episode.
Yesterday's Enterprise.
Yeah, where it's like a time rift.
Yeah, where Tasha goes back with them, alternate version of Tasha.
Right. That got super timey-wimey because she ends up siring, that.
Yeah.
Everyone talks about how, Legacy Trek was like the best thing ever, but there are some like inconsistent episodes that didn't really work out. And I never liked the I guess the Tasha Yar
the Romulan version.
Yeah, and whatever the Tasha Yar saga or whatever you want to call it. I was never a fan of that. I gotta fix your your screen here. I'm sorry. I was never a fan of it because it never really made a whole lot of sense to me. I feel like they were always like, here
I'll
No, I got it. I'll fix it. They were always grasping at straws to make that work. It was almost like they just really want her to come back.
Yeah, I mean she.
And I know people like Tasha Yar, so no hate to it. I know if you like it, that's great. But I was never a fan of Tasha Yar. Just never a fan.
She shouldn't have. She abandoned ship because she thought it was going to be a colossal failure and ruin her career. So that's why she didn't even make it through season 1.
Yeah, the actress Denise Crosby.
Denise Crosby. Yeah.
She literally went, I have a better career out there, so I'm going to leave. And she never did anything else. I mean, it sucks that happened, but she probably should have stuck it up. All right. There is also a shot of a painting here. This might actually be my first downvote.
I want to talk about this because it'll be a downvote for me as well.
Yeah. So here is my first upvote. I'm giving an upvote for the Enterprise C, like for sure.
I'll give that an up as well.
Yeah. And I gotta play it to get to that point. But the painting right here doesn't make no sense.
You know what that's from, right?
The Nexus.
It's from the Nexus. Yeah.
How is it?
Makes no sense.
I don't get it. Did Guinan paint it? Oh wait, she wasn't even there though.
No, that was the echo of Guinan. So it wasn't even the actual Guinan. She was like, think of me like an echo.
Yeah, so I think that, and I don't want to be nitpicky here, but I think that's going to be a downvote because I feel like that doesn't make any sense.
I got to give that a down.
I guess Picard could have had it commissioned after the fact. I don't know.
Well, this is the second time we've seen that painting in season 1. I believe it was in his house. It's either in his house or his storage at. Was that Daystrom where he had that weird storage? No, that wasn't Daystrom. That was
I don't know. All right, so that storage was rad though. That was one of the few things about that season I really liked. All right, so he's just having lunch. A lot of people were asking me why they're in Guinan's bar so much, because even in the holodeck they're in Guinan's bar. Because it's cheaper.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, there was like a glamour shot of Whoopi Goldberg straight out of like TNG season 5 on the wall when they were panning, like right there. You can see it right there. Actually, it's right above that.
Oh yeah, I do. Right. I see it. Yeah,
you see it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're in Guinan's bar a lot, guys, because it's cheaper to use less sets. And believe it or not, this season did not have a huge budget. You couldn't tell, but that's why they probably used the Guinan's bar a lot. And it works. Whatever, it works canonical.
Well, especially when we get the payoff at the end, because they're doing this series of flashbacks throughout this episode.
Right.
And there is a point to them. And
All right. So all the cadets came up and they go, Admiral Picard, tell us about your war stories. And my second upvote is going to be mention of the Hirogen from Voyager. That was awesome.
Yes, from Voyager. I actually wrote that down because and if you the story he tells we've never seen. So go ahead, I'll give that an up for me as well. But it would have been right after Nemesis. Would have been right according to the star date. Yeah.
Yeah, and he says that Worf set a trap for the Hirogen. Now I really need to see Worf fighting Hirogen.
Right?
Like, I need to see that now. We're not going to, but oh my God, that would be great. And another, I'm not going to give this an upvote because, it's such a light thing, but they did mention Janeway, which is cool. They're like, did Janeway give you any advice on how to deal with Hirogen?
Right, which I appreciated that because even though she wouldn't have been an admiral at the time, she would have been the only one that had any interaction with them because they were originally just in the Delta Quadrant. So,
yeah. I go. Good, cool. Matt Vader, I like the podcast so far, but who the hell is Brian and his co-host? How did they come out of nowhere with such a claim? We've been here for a long time, man. For like 3 years. Where have you been? All right. I'm just messing with you. All right, we're back.
Vader loves trolling me. It's all good.
Back to present day. We are, so the Titan is sinking into the gravity well. It's out of power. It's out of juice. Remember at the end of last episode, Riker yells at Picard and he goes, "You just killed us all, man. Get off my bridge." And I saw a ton of articles coming out where it was like, "Is Riker a changeling?" The most unique one I saw was, what if this isn't William Riker? What if it's Thomas Riker?
Thomas Riker. Ooh, that'd be nice.
The Thomas Riker.
Isn't he like he's stuck away in a jail somewhere for the rest of his life, if I recall?
He was like Voyager. He joined the Maquis, right?
Yeah, he joined the Maquis, but then to save everybody, he had to turn himself over to be put into jail for life. It was
again, like, I'm not going to criticize something that happened 30 years ago, but that sounds really convenient.
Yeah, right. No, it was really convenient.
All right.
But don't people fight? Don't friends fight? Haven't you and your brother ever had a disagreement?
Yeah, we disagree all the time.
Yeah. So I mean, people like.
I'm going to have Danny on. And he's like, "No, don't have Danny on." I'm like, "No, I'm going to have Danny on," and we disagreed just this morning.
Oh wow!
I'm just kidding, man.
Wow. It's all good.
I'm just joking. All right. So so they're dead in the water, man. And there's this bioelectric blast. And I gotta say, right here is this foreshadowing, and I'm gonna upvote this because LaForge literally says, "Captain, it's a bioelectric whatever," and she like
no, I think that was the.
Or I'm sorry, the helmsman or whatever? Vulcan?
No, it was the Vulcan that said that.
I'm bad with names. Okay, I'm sorry. The Vulcan said she foreshadowed that it was a bioelectric. That right then, like the first time I saw this, I was like, "Oh, snaps. That means it's something alive. It's not like just a regular nebula or whatever."
Lieutenant Tavine is who said that.
Thank you. Lieutenant Tavine.
Tavine, yes.
I
actually used the bright where he's looking at the light for the thumbnail for my review show and I put "there are 4 lights" because episode 4.
There are 4 lights. This Vulcan, the actress is actually really great. I can't share this now, but at the end of the season, I will share something I know about that actress that makes her performance just that much better. But I'm not
awesome. Yeah. No, that's fine. She's one of these new compelling characters that, they actually, I know their name.
I'm surprised at how much I'm liking the bridge crew. In this episode, we got a great look at like the bridge crew actually working together and like trying to figure things out. And like,
the Bajoran, Lieutenant Murrah.
Yep. Trying to sort things out. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So now, if this scene would have been at the end of the last episode, nobody would have lost their damn minds. Come on, people. I almost feel like Terry's trolling you.
just to be clear, though, like it just happened. He realized he lost his cool, and he goes to find his best friend, his brother, his mentor, and make it right. Like it just happened. Things happen in the heat of the moment, and let me tell you, when you're responsible for, let's say, 500 people on a ship. And it's sinking, tensions are going to be high. Right? I mean,
yeah.
I'm going to be upset at whoever I can deflect to. I'm probably going to deflect to at that moment.
That, and there's a lot of underlying emotion here because Riker, in a way, is probably like, what in his mind, like, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, this is your son. I've lost my son, and like maybe he's a little rude. That's adding to the. To stress, every time Picard's calling him out in front of everybody instead of taking him to a ready room or something. And he finally just said, "All right, screw it. I'll just do what you say." And then, and
then it doesn't work out
so well. Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. I get the frustration. But literally minutes later, he follows the Admiral out and they talk it through. So This is the camaraderie. This is like the brotherhood that we've seen for years that I grew up with. And we're seeing it this season, and every episode we're seeing it more and more. We're not seeing. I know a lot of people are waiting for characters to act out of the ordinary. They're waiting for characters to do something crazy that wouldn't be, this character 30 years later. But that's not what I'm seeing this season. I'm just not.
Not at all. That's what we saw the first 2 seasons, but this is and Riker just so good. I want to give this scene up just for the last thing he says.
Yeah.
this is the end, my friend. It's like,
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. But also his
where he's talking about it, he's lost faith in the afterlife, and like this just is a good scene.
He's having like an actual crisis, right? He doesn't believe in an afterlife. He doesn't believe in God. Nothing's been. He has been. Him and Picard have been to the edge of the universe, and they've found no evidence of anything afterwards. And then he watches his son get lowered into the ground, and everything that he's ever done, he couldn't undo that. And I can totally get it. I could totally see, like, you just, the definition of black pill right there, right? Like, I'm just, all right. This is the end, right? Yeah. Well, that nihilism, though, is the reason why he's having such a hard time with Deanna is because she feels everything. So when she feels nothing from him, it's worse than feeling emotion.
Yes. No, and he's realizing it in this moment and in a later moment that he has. Look at that pause. That's funny. That was a good face.
Yeah. And like I said, I told you guys this 2 months ago. Like this season will be Riker at its best.
Oh yeah. I mean,
like there's a few characters that are going to steal the show, but Riker, like you're going to see Riker, the best version of Riker and the best version of Worf. And I can't talk for the other characters, but in my opinion, the best version of Riker and the best version of Worf is in this final season. And who knows? Hopefully we get to see him more.
I can see it. I just want to know, like, why don't we get the Riker maneuver? He hasn't done that weird thing where he puts his leg over a chair to sit down yet. I'm just like,
what's funny is when in that first episode when he went to greet Shaw, I half expected him just to throw his leg up over the chair.
Right? That would have been such. But he's like probably got a replaced hip or something.
Dude, he's like 70, right? He's old, man. Yeah. He's not flipping his leg up over chairs anymore.
Yeah.
No, all right, so they talk it out. Everything's cool, and the name of this episode is A No-Win Scenario. Kobayashi Maru. Yeah, thanks. I can't say that word.
Another Khan reference, which I'm loving them. People.
Yeah, I don't understand. Can I ask you a question? Why are people complaining about the Khan references?
I don't know, because people want to find something to complain about. So our mutual buddy Joe Cronin, he shared his video this morning.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. Oh my God.
He called him dumbcock. I'm like, that was chef's kiss, man. I haven't had a comment about it. I was like, yeah, pretty much.
That was really funny.
Yeah.
All right, so
I think people just hating to hate, man. That's what I think.
Seven's looking for Changeling. She's trying to find that slippery bastard.
Mm-hmm.
And up for me right there. Up. That's
another
That's Tuvok's game from Voyager. What's it called?
It's a Calto set.
Calto set.
Yeah. It's funny because that was a running gag. Every time Tuvok was playing somebody, Seven would just walk by and move one piece and solve it.
Right. Yeah. I actually watched that episode too. The one where like the holodeck character, gets out of the holodeck and like steals the doctor's mobile emitter so she can play this game with Tuvok.
Yeah,
dude, they missed an opportunity there. That could have been another Moriarty situation.
Yeah.
But, just like with Tuvoks, or Tuvix, there were some things in Voyager just were left unexplored because they were going from point A to point B. You really couldn't backtrack.
Yeah.
All right, so he's looking. She's
found
looking
the dead
for,
guy.
Yeah, and she finds this. Yeah, she finds a dead guy. Lieutenant Foster, which we did some research, and we think, and you gotta watch our Prime video, but we think it might be a nod to the Lieutenant Foster on DS9, who looks very similar, who also played like a Maquis that was posing as a Starfleet officer and sort of sabotaging the station.
Oh,
I just think that like the comparisons are too much there.
I am loving all of the it's like I'm being rewarded for having watched every single 90s Star Trek show there was in this, because they're bringing back things from Voyager, things from Deep Space Nine.
Oh, thank you, Archmage. Yeah, sorry, it wasn't a holodeck character. It was a woman who took control of a hologram. My bad. You're right. Yeah, I still feel like they could have explored that more. All right. So she meets with Riker, and Riker basically tells Seven, look, I'm not going to reinstate you because it's better if you are able to, if you're sort of undercover looking for this changeling situation, which I agree with him. Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to keep it quiet, and he's going to look for him. And she's going to look for him. All right. All right, so Seven comes to, and I skip past all that stuff because we're gonna get to that later.
Right? Yeah.
It's hard to jump back and forth between the different narratives when you're doing these frame by frames. Seven goes to Shaw, and he has this great line. So there's this meme right now where Shaw just says no to everything. It's almost like they predicted that would be a meme,
right?
Because immediately she walks in, and she goes, "Can I talk to you?" And he's like, "No." Off the record, he's like, "No." He says no twice. Yeah. Just reinstating that meme, it was perfect, dude.
Yeah.
And he does help her. It was very interesting. I like the way. We're gonna get back to that. See, that's the problem with going back and forth.
Yeah.
There's a moment coming up with them that I'm gonna upvote the no, but there's a moment coming up that I want to get to too, where he sort of.
So I was going to save it, but if you're going to give it an upvote, I will give it an upvote because I know what you're talking about, and I want to give that.
Yeah. Okay. Well. Let's wait. Let's wait to get to it.
Okay.
Riker's trying to write a letter to Deanna Troi, and he's having a hard time. He can't figure out what to say.
Yeah.
He lost all hope. He thinks he's about to crash and burn. He's hoping that they find some, piece of the Titan, and the message gets to Deanna Troi somehow. All right, Picard and Jack hit the holodeck. And this is my big upvote right here. So when I was watching this, my first thought, and I know it was everyone else, every Trekkie out there had the same first thought. They have no power. They're sinking. They're on red alert. Why is the holodeck working?
I mean, we've already been told that in season 2 of Voyager.
I'm sorry. What?
This has been answered in season 2 of Voyager. Hold up. I actually wrote it down because somebody else was saying that this was ridiculous. Harry can't. Okay, so while they're in the Delta Quadrant, they're trying. You remember that episode where they did it quite a bit, where they would ration the replicators,
right?
In kind of do rolling blackouts or stuff. And there was a scene in the ready room or the conference room where Janeway is asking. The episode's name is Alter Ego, if anybody wants to check it out. But Janeway asks, why can't we just use power from the holodeck? And I quote, this is Harry Kim telling her, the holodeck energy matrix just isn't compatible with the other power systems, which is exactly what Picard says here. And that's how they're able to always use the holodeck in Voyager, even though they're stranded in the Delta Quadrant and they're trying to conserve energy. Like, why would you be using the
interesting? See, you know what? I didn't remember that, and I've seen Voyager 18 times.
I had to search it because I was like, God, I know I've heard Harry Kim say this, and so I was, you know who gave me the answer though finally because I couldn't find it searching. ChatGPT.
No, it did. Did it really?
Swear to God! I swear to God! Yeah.
I gotta start using ChatGPT more often. Yeah, Joey says holodeck has a battery. It works even if the EPS conduits are offline. Okay, so regardless, even if that's known, it was very smart for Terry to have that one-off mention here for all the people like me who consider themselves experts that wouldn't have remembered that, and I would have nitpicked that. Right? I would have nitpicked it to hell.
No, I'm glad he put the line in too, and I do want to give it an up, but my up's a little bit different. I like it because he's calling back some random episode of Voyager that you didn't remember, but I didn't remember the name of it until I asked ChatGPT. I literally typed in like, what episode of Voyager did Harry Kim say that the holodeck power wouldn't work with the other power systems?
I got it. Yeah, that's clever.
Spit it out to me.
That's clever. I like that. Use canon to explain canon. Yes, use canon. That's beautiful. Instead of inventing new stuff like what other shows have done, all of a sudden we have like sentient planets and holograms that can assimilate you and weird stuff like that never existed. No, use previous canon to explain new canon. I like it.
Yeah,
it's universe building.
Yeah.
I also like that Jack said, "I'm not a wine guy. Give me that whiskey."
It's kind of like everybody's shitting on Picard's wine. Have you noticed that? Like Shaw, when Picard gives him the wine, he's like, I'm more of a Malbec guy myself, or whatever, a Malbec man.
It's funny because I have a bottle of Picard wine. I have
Mhm.
I have the Starfleet one
The Chateau
right here. I have
Picard.
all the different Star Trek wines, right?
Yeah.
And I thought about opening it like to toast the new season, but I was like, it's probably garbage wine, and it's probably way more valuable if I never open it.
Yes. To the second part, I have no input on whether or not it's good or not, but
It can't be that good.
yeah.
It's a Star Trek. It's a TV show themed wine.
You know, just yeah, you know, a lot of like wrestling companies and other like people, they all use the same place, and it's basically you just get to slap your label on it and say it's yours. Because Chris Jericho did that with a little bit of the bubbly. He didn't make up a new champagne. They just used a company that slapped his stuff on it.
I mean, I get it. Regardless, though, that label slapped on it makes it more valuable. Like right now,
Oh yeah,
on
yeah.
eBay, you know, I could sell my Picard wine for 3 times more than what I got it for. So
There you go. Yeah.
all right, yeah. So they have a great talk. This was actually super heartfelt, and he actually he asked them like, how long before I go bald? I thought that was interesting.
Yeah. That was which you know, isn't I've always been told that it comes from your mother's side of the family anyway. That's what I've always been told, but who knows?
I'm not.
It's not anything I got to worry about.
I'm not bald yet, so. Yeah, and they go on later on to talk about like Jack Crusher and all that.
Yeah.
All right, so now we're back at the fun part. Seven is talking to Captain Shaw, and
I love this scene.
He's actually helping her with this dilemma because he knows the ship. And when he compliments her and says they got off on the wrong foot, I think you're totally ready to lead. She figured it out pretty quick. She's like, "Oh, yeah. That's an example of what the goo person would say."
Yes,
the changeling. Yeah, that was great.
I got to give. Okay, I want to, and I hate to do this. I don't want to mess up your thing. I got to give him an up for that, and I want to give her an up for cannabis.
Oh, cannabis. Yeah. Yeah. You'll make a great captain one day. Yeah. You got to find his pot. No, sadly cannabis? Not the marijuana kind.
Yeah, he says sadly no.
Sadly no. That was great. But yeah, that's great advice. You find the pot, you can scan the inside and get a beat on the changeling. Cool. Sadly no. All right. So she goes off to find the pot.
Mm-hmm.
And this is actually pretty clever.
Yeah.
I think there's another reference in here. I couldn't find the actual episode, but I remember another changeling hiding it in a similar spot like that. So
the funny thing is it looks exactly like Odo's. It's like they have the same, like, do they all just use the same bucket or pot or whatever?
And maybe they like a certain shape. Maybe it's easier to get in and out of or something like that.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure there's a meta, just like anything. There's some kind of like clever way to do it. Like we all use spoons, and they're all shaped a certain way because they're convenient, efficient, right?
Right. Yeah.
All right. So she gets the pot. Now this is when we figured out that Vadic is also a changeling, and she pulls the demon call, a la Supernatural, where she cuts her hand off to make the call. That was wild.
It was gnarly. I want to give it an up. That was wildly creative. But you just said Supernatural. Was this from something else, or
no?
I never watched Supernatural.
There's a TV show called Supernatural where that's how demons call each other or whatever.
Oh,
it's very similar, but it's a really cool concept. I mean, Supernatural didn't make it up. It's actually like it's a Wiccan thing. It's like it's how witches communicate with their spirits.
It looks so crazy though, like the floaty face here in a second.
Yeah. Oh, it's rad. Yeah, and the face.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I remember pausing this over and over again, trying to find like clues as to what this thing is.
He's so creepy.
I got
Well, maybe
nothing.
that's the terrorist, because they have to have some type of great link, and if maybe that's like he's like the super, leader that's got like a little chunk of the dark great link or something. I don't know either. I'm just grabbing
The
straws
terrorist
here.
link, and that's how they communicate because they're all attached
Yeah.
to the link or whatever.
Instead of the great link, they're like attached to this,
It's
whatever you want to call
instead
it,
of the great
terrorist
link,
link.
it's like the minor link. So
Yeah.
major link and minor link.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would love to learn more about like changeling lore and how all this works.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Well, they never really went back into it again after Deep Space Nine. I mean, I never read any of the Deep Space Nine novels, so I don't know if that's true or not. But as far as television goes, we never saw the changelings again.
Yeah. No, this is the first time we've seen them.
Which I'm
yeah.
loving,
So
by
the
way.
changeling, the floaty demon changeling says, pursue. So basically, I don't care if you guys all die.
Yeah.
Get me, Jack.
Yeah.
So Jack,
I don't care if you lose your ship, you lose everything. And he tells her to get rid of that portal weapon. So I guess that's gone now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he says, get rid of it. I don't care what you got to do, because she said I couldn't do it because of the payload, and she was talking about the portal weapon. And the funny thing is here in like well, I'll wait till we get to it. But when she ejects it, you can actually see it says Daystrom Institute on the side of it.
Oh, it's super rad. You know what? That makes sense. Like that's sort of OP, right? So like, you're gonna want to start. You got to shed some of the OP weapons before you get into the final battle, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. So this is when he's telling the cadets. So it's back 5 years ago. He's telling the cadets about this time he had with Jack Crusher, where they had to pilot a starship blind. I'm gonna repeat this. Everything in this show, almost everything, is important. Almost everything has a what I call hyperlink. Right? They're connected to something, in the past or coming up in the future.
They even brought up the Darmok episode in one of these flashbacks. I think it was the earlier one, but
so the point of this is like this is setting up the end of this episode when they have to navigate blind. And I thought that was a really clever way of like, instead of just being, well, you know what, because you've been in the chair the longest, jump in there, Admiral Picard. No, there's a reason for him taking the chair at that moment. And it's set up in the beginning of the episode, which is, I think it's very good, very clever. And it gets to connect more to Jack Crusher, which is a connection to his son, etc., etc. He gets to tell that story in the bar. Really cool stuff. Oh, he did ask him, do you feel weird about me being named Jack? He goes, no, would I name you Jack too?
I like that a lot. I actually like that a lot.
You know what? I don't always look at the chat until after the review, my friend. Sorry. Did you want me to look at something? I don't know. We'll go back. All right. Yeah, Mike Snow. The flashbacks are, they're gonna be less and less the farther we go into this.
I like how this one was used because of the payoff at the very end of the episode, where it's almost like he for whatever reason he was thinking of that instance, and then by the end of the episode, it was like the why he thought about that instance.
Right.
So it had a purpose.
Yeah. The changeling kills another poor soul. They should have had this person wearing red just for fun. Yeah, and then it gets away, and it kills the pot. It shoots the pot. So no pot.
Yeah, the pot's gone. It's been disintegrated.
Yep.
And
it gooed into the into the vents,
into the ship. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about the goo yet. Like I want to like it more, but it grosses me out every time. So I'm like, maybe that's the purpose. Maybe it's supposed to gross me out because it looks so damn realistic.
So I don't want to be rude as a guest. I think you were mistaken. I think that last one where he was sitting was when he was talking about Darmok, and this is where he's talking about flying blind, because that's what Shaw walks in and it's like, well, did he tell you this story, kid?
Oh,
you
you're
know?
right. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah,
So.
you're right. I have no audio here, so I'm guessing.
Yeah, it's all good.
And this show also jumps around a lot.
Yeah.
Like whenever we do our reviews, I have to take all the scenes for one and break them up in individual pieces, and then we break down those individual pieces and then lay them back out chronologically.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You're right. Yeah, that's when he explains. He borrowed the shuttle, blah blah.
Yeah.
Still good though.
Oh yeah. Oh, that bothered me. I want to give that a down.
Which part?
Where he says 10 fucking hours. Like, he didn't need to say fucking.
Yeah, I'm gonna give that down too. That was. And now here's the deal though. That was ad lib, and they kept it in there.
No.
This is the. Remember I told you a few weeks ago.
I remember you saying that. So this is that
ad lib that they keep in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course, it's the F-bomb.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I told you when we got to that point, I was gonna let you know what to do. This is the one that was ad libbed.
Yeah. Okay.
Now. No matter how sour that tastes in your mouth, you're about to be real sweet right now with Shaw's performance. My God.
Yeah.
My God. Did your old man tell you about the first time we met?
We met?
Oh my God, dude. And this explains his bad attitude and everything. Like, from his perspective, Picard is a monster that everyone just ignored his actions and just gave him his command back.
Yeah.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah. Wolf 359. And I love it because there's immediate parallels to Cisco. Immediate parallels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that, this is an engineer on board a ship that got lucky and survived, literally. Not.
Yeah, he said he was some dipshit grease monkey from Chicago.
Right.
I want to give Shaw an up. I love this scene.
He's so good. I'll give it up too. And so he got randomly picked to survive when all of his friends died. It's like, what did Terry Matalas say? It's like their Pearl Harbor, their 9/11. Like,
yeah, it's like
and think about this,
survivor's guilt, I think.
Imagine if our hero was also Osama bin Laden or whatever, right? So like the guy that wrought this destruction on us is also the guy who delivered us from destructors. I mean, at the very least, mixed emotions on his legends. I can totally see why he's not happy with Picard and Riker and the fact that they're, they just sort of bully their way around the galaxy. And he lost people he loved. He lost his crew, his ship.
He says that over 11,000
lost. Yep.
Yeah. That's a lot.
And just a grease monkey from Chicago. And that line, oh my God, that line at the very end, man. A Borg so deadly they gave him a name. Woo!
And he look at us,
dude.
This whole scene is so
setting
good.
Setting the world on fire. Like every word of this guy's mouth, I was hanging on. I felt goosebumps on the back of my neck, man.
Oh yeah, so good.
It's Locutus of Borg. Oh my God, he brings the heat. And I love that Jack's like gonna try to defend his old man all of a sudden. Like, yeah, come on, man, take it easy. So Jack is clearly warming up to Picard. Picard's warming up to Jack, and it's natural. You know what would have been really unnatural? I'll tell you what. Them meeting each other and hitting it off right away.
Yeah.
Unnatural. Well, also unnatural. Them meeting each other and the entire season having animosity. I'm glad that they're solving this their personal issues in the first couple episodes so we can get on to the adventure.
Yeah.
If this were another Star Trek show, it would have been 2 seasons of them yelling at each other about deadbeat dads or whatever. Oh my God, look at his face right there. And then that line when they're gone, forgive me. At some point, my charm made me an asshole or something. I don't remember exactly.
So at some point in time, my charm turned into asshole or something.
That's so good, man. So good. His whole crew is like they don't know
So
what to say.
whoever, somebody in the chat was asking if one of you guys want to do the research. The battle of Wolf 359 was Stardate 44002.3. So you can extrapolate from that how old you think Shaw might have been. But obviously he was a cadet or just a brand new ensign or something like that. It's his first, posting. So I had no problem with that. Him saying he was there at all.
Yeah. So, Shaw's subtle flip of the bird was nice too.
Yeah.
It was like,
really,
he's like, because it was very, very purposeful placement. The body language spoke. So Jack is, listen, you don't got to explain yourself to me. So he's clearly warming up to Picard, which is great.
Yeah.
And this is when Crusher comes in and she explains it's expelling energy. And he even name drops the first episode of TNG.
That's later when they talk to Riker, when she's trying to convince Riker.
Oh my God, why am I forgetting the name of this episode?
Encounter at Farpoint.
Farpoint.
She brings it up later in the room with Riker when they try to sell Riker on it.
When we get to that point, remind me to pull up the Farpoint animals and the new animals here. Okay. Because they're so similar, it's stupid.
Maybe they're the same thing.
They might be the same thing.
Yeah, who knows?
All right. So they're figuring it out. And Jack suggests that they can try to ride the wave. Blah 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 blah. We already understand what they're doing. No, they're gonna basically gonna hotwire the nacelles, and they're gonna try to bring in energy from the bioelectric waves that are being put out by this creature in the nebula.
Yeah.
A lot of big words that my speech impediment will not allow me to say. Sorry.
And this is where Riker is like, still trying to be, just still shooting it down. No. And then this is where Beverly reminds him about the encounter at Farpoint.
Yes. Yeah. Well, she also says like, this is what we do, which was great. Like that was so awe-inspiring to me. Yeah. You're right. So this is when they did that's a good callback. And then later on, when we actually see the creatures and they look so similar to that, like that is such a great payoff to me.
So it's approximately 20 to 25 years. I did this Stardate math. Even if we go the high end, 25 years ago, that tracks. I mean, you're 20 when you get in, or 18 when you get enlisted. Maybe he's 20 by the time he's on his ship. He's definitely at least 45. Look at his hair. So
he's the right age.
Yeah, it tracks.
He was an ensign, a grease monkey.
Yeah.
All right, so Riker doesn't want to do it, but they basically convince him to do it. So that's cool. And let's get the hell out of here.
And the way she did, she invoked Deanna's name. It's like if Deanna were here, she would say, and that's what kind of
this is what we do.
Out of it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna skip through this. Okay, so they go to the captain. They're like, Captain, we need a dipshit from Chicago.
I want to give, because for so many reasons, I want to give this little interaction an up, because the look on Beverly's face when she's after Picard says that, and then like she's expecting something bad to happen, and then just the kind of nod of respect that Shaw gives like Picard. Yeah. Okay. So I dug that.
Yeah, no, it's all these characters. So let's recap real quick. Picard meets his son for the first time. They clearly have major issues. Not only did he have a problem with him, but then Picard had a problem with his son when he found out his son knew about him and didn't reach out to him. He's mad at Beverly for hiding it from him. Shaw hates him for Wolf 359. He got it off his chest. They're all coming to terms with their differences and respecting each other.
Yes.
Like in real time. And it's not taking 3 seasons in a movie.
This is what Star Trek has been missing for over 2 decades. Relationships, in caring about people and doing you don't need to hold a grudge for 2 seasons over something, ridiculous. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, you're right. It was 7, not Crusher. All right. So he's down there. He's gonna rewire these nacelles or whatever we're taking in. He makes a good point. If the changeling wanted to mess with him, this would be the time to do it.
Yep.
there's no other way they can sabotage the ship except for at this moment. I like it wasn't Seven that figured that out.
Yeah.
Seven has done plenty of awesome stuff already. It was Shaw that pointed that out to Seven.
Well, it reminded me of the scene with him and Jack in sickbay when he's like, how do they keep finding me? How do they keep finding us?
Right.
So he's constantly thinking about what's best for his ship and his crew. I really like this character a lot.
Yeah, he's a captain. Like through and through, he's a captain. Even though he's been sort of cucked by an admiral and the previous captain, he's still the captain of the ship. I like that I pointed that out. So Seven calls Riker and tells her something we don't hear. Basically what she told her, don't send anyone down here. So they know if anyone comes down there, it's probably the Changeling.
Yeah.
Bada bing, bada boom. And we're just going to jump right to that spot because I thought it was pretty rad.
All right, and here's the payoff from the story that we were told earlier. Yeah. We get our big engage.
Yeah, he says, "Sit down, Admiral. You're the only one with any experience in flying blind, basically." And it makes sense. You got the most seasoned guy out there who's actually done it before. Put him in the chair, and he got to then work with his son for the first time, which was super rad.
Yeah, that part. When we get there, I'm giving that an up because that was dope.
All right. So this is when,
yeah.
All right. Ensign LaForge comes down. Hey, you guys need my help? My dad's a decorated Starfleet engineer, right? A legend. Oh, I love this so much, man. This was, I got to give it to this actress, man. She pulled it off. That little, she's playing the Ensign LaForge role the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
And right when she thinks he's vulnerable, her face changes to that evil smirk. And it was such a subtle change, but it was so clear. Like it showed her intentions right away.
Definitely.
I'm gonna click on this so I can get to that exact spot. Look at that face. Right there, bro.
Yeah.
And like her eyes narrow, her lips, and that tells the audience that whatever happens right now, Seven's right. There's no confusion. Now what happens is, in order to make sure that she's not going to shoot her friend, she asks, and it's the payoff. It's the payoff. Nothing. Take nothing for granted.
Yeah.
Everything, dude. Everything in this show hyperlinks to something that came before or will come after. Everything you nitpick now, I want you to know, everything you nitpick now, just wait.
Just wait.
It's a payoff. That whole diatribe where I thought it was listen, if this was Discovery, I would have been like, why did we just spend 10 minutes with this ensign talking to the first officer? Right? I would have said that. And to be fair, I would have been right. It would have never been paid off. It would have been for some emotional thing. Yeah. Well, they got the emotional thing out of us, right? Mm-hmm. But it wasn't just token emotion. It had a purpose. And later on in the story, when she says, "What's my name?" and she says, "Commander Hansen," and she just immediately shoots her.
Just kills her. I want to give that an up because that payoff.
Dude, are you guys not understanding this though? It's like. You would see that interaction in other modern Trek shows,
right?
But it would never be paid off because the interaction was not for the story; it was for the emotional. It
was for the feels.
It was for the feels. Yeah. This
is good writing. This is how you can do both.
Yes, this gave you the feels, but then connected to something that was so important. Because if we don't have that moment, she doesn't have this moment. Right. It works on every level. This works. So remember, everything is hyperlinked in this show. Jeremy Snyder with the super chat. Many new names in the chat. Welcome. Yes, thank you.
Super chat.
And I will address the chat as soon as the review is over, guys. I promise we don't ignore the chat. We try to get through the review first because it's so I can't do both things. I got ADHD. All right. Really cool moment there, and she just she just smokes her.
Yeah.
Fascinating though. Notice that she doesn't disintegrate. You seen this? I'm gonna
Yeah, well,
look.
maybe I
look.
took for granted, thought maybe just disintegrated off screen, but it just becomes a husk or.
No, it stays in the form of Ensign LaForge.
Huh.
But now she has like
That's
red
weird.
eyes.
You figure it would have just disintegrated, or like the goo that got disintegrated by Worf,
Right. I think that's because it was goo, and he
Uh-huh.
probably had it on like a crazy high setting, I'm assuming.
Okay.
I don't know, but he shoots her. And chat, correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember in TNG when you shot a changeling, it turned back into goo, right? They don't hold their form the whole time.
Yeah, that's what I thought,
So
but
I don't know. Something's different here because she's holding her form. All right.
Out of respect. Yeah, let's see.
Oh, and in that moment too, where she was like, "How did you know?" And she was like, "Because she called me Seven out of respect." And you had that moment with Shaw, where he's like, "All right, I get it, cool." We're seeing his character growth too.
Yes,
but it's not character growth where it's putting him down. It's not pushing him down to raise someone else up.
Right.
Everyone is getting new information and growing because of it at the same time.
Yes.
All right. And we know whatever they do works. They're going to ride the wave. This is a really cool shot. I'm just going to click through it here.
All right. So now he and Jackie going through real quick. This is where they're working together, and
yeah, he's reading off the coordinates. Whatever.
I got two boys. I would like that just got me. So I got to give that an up. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no,
I'm giving too many ups, I think.
No, it's good. I'm not giving it up. I thought it was cool, but it's not worth an up for me yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then we get this really cool shot of the wave. Their budget was so low. I'm like shocked at how good the graphics are this season.
Yeah.
The Forge gun it. I love that. And you notice that Patrick Stewart, I'm not joking. Like, I remember I said like 6 weeks ago, I feel like he was given some kind of like uppers because he has more energy this season than the past 2 seasons. Like way more.
Maybe he's been doing testosterone therapy or something.
Or maybe he's just into it. Maybe he actually enjoys it.
Yeah, it's like all the bands back together again.
Right. I mean, dude. We've all done like the live stream where we're tired, right? And we're not into it. This guy's clearly enjoying himself.
Yeah.
All right, now this is super rad. Riker with the clutch tractor beam.
Oh my God, this part's so awesome! And he just learned this trick from Vadic. We must have missed it. We also Amanda Plummer paid homage to her father, doing the whole spinning around in the chair earlier.
Oh yeah, and she was quoting the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get to that exact. Yeah, she goes, chase well fast enough, hunt well enough, open your jaw wide enough.
Yes.
And eventually the prey runs right into the mouth. Yeah.
Right into the mouth, and she's spinning around in the chair like her dad did in Undiscovered Country.
That's so rad. So he learned this trick from Vadic. Just to be clear, I love that. Like this didn't come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
You see this?
when they threw Beverly's ship at
right, but it didn't come out of nowhere. It wasn't like he just all of a sudden learned a new trick.
Yeah.
There was the setup. Here it is right here. Look at this. Oh my God! So
boom.
I can only show so much without getting copyright claim.
Right. Oh my God, that was pimp. That was just a pimp move.
Look at that.
Yeah,
face.
look at that.
Look at that face. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Oh man, why didn't I put that face on the thumbnail, bro?
Yeah, right.
Look how happy he is. It's great.
Yeah.
Dude, Ed Speleers, dude, he's perfect for this role. Like he's so great. All right. So the Shrike is thoroughly disabled. Everything's offline. Nothing's working. It's gonna be a while before they are up to speed. And here comes the fun part.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a super chat from Dustin Cole. In DS9, the changelings turn to dust when they die and turn to goo when they're stunned.
When they're stunned.
Oh,
okay.
That's a good point, man. That's a good point. So that means that these are slightly different. The people saying that there is no changelings in TNG. Well, TNG and DS9 and Voyager, and these are all in the same universe, man. So there are changelings.
Yeah. And it makes sense that Seven, because this was another complaint somebody was trying to make. Seven doesn't know about the changelings. It makes perfect sense because she was in the Delta Quadrant her whole life, and then when she gets back, it's years after the Dominion War is over.
Yeah, the Dominion War is done.
Yeah,
but I am seeing those arguments, like Steve Shives, who I invited. He hasn't responded, by the way, but he was like, "Why are there changelings in a TNG show?" Well, first off, Steve, it's not a TNG show. It's Picard, if you want to play semantics. But I think semantics are stupid because it's all Star Trek universe.
Exactly. It's Star Trek universe. Yeah.
So if there's changelings in DS9, then there's changelings in TNG, then there's changelings in Voyager. If there's Hirogen in Voyager, there's Hirogen in TNG.
This is something I've been saying for years. People want to act like the Marvel Cinematic Universe was the first, cinematic universe. No, and I've always argued that no, I would say it's Star Trek. All the series tie together, all the movies tie together, so it makes perfect sense. Plus, this is a big do we really want to see people fight the effing Romulans again? No, I like that they took a canon villain that is a good villain.
Bro, how can you say there's no changelings in TNG?
Yeah,
but there's Romulans in DS9, like come on, these races all exist. They're in the same universe. It's one giant universe, and we're just following different crews. It's that simple. It's not.
Yeah,
I don't understand why that's a hard concept. People understand.
Much like the Hirogen, those were specific to Voyager, in the Delta Quadrant. Just like I swear, people, the people who are still saying that this is crap, they're only doing it because they're making money. And they have no integrity because, unfortunately, they're kowtowing to the lowest. They're kowtowing to the lowest common denominator, and just I don't know, man. It feels like people just want to hate sometimes.
Yeah, I don't really understand it. If next time anyone ever going on like a Steve Shives stream or whatever, tell them to hit me up on Twitter. Okay. Like we have the same amount of subscribers over on my main channel. Like we can do a live stream. I would love to talk to him in person about this. All right.
Is that the guy Joe pointed out in his video was smiling while he was complaining? Was it that guy?
Yeah, because he seems like a reasonable guy outside of this one thing. But then again, I don't really watch him, so I want to know.
Yeah. I never heard of him.
All right. So this is the fun part. I'm gonna click this off real quick. Oh, my bad. I clicked the wrong one. So this is when the space babies are born. The space squids, whatever. They're super rad. I'm going to find a really good shot of these space squids, and I'm going to go, oh no, where do they go? No, go back. Oh, let me take it off the screen real quick so I don't get copyright claimed.
And Thomas R. Hart in the chat, if I said... If I said, oh no, you were okay. Okay, never mind. Sorry. Yeah, Thomas Riker was in Deep Space Nine, not in Voyager. I got that wrong, but it was still a Maquis thing that got him.
I mean, another way the universes connect, bro. The Maquis are in both DS9 and Voyager.
Yeah,
and I'm sorry, the same Maquis are in both DS9 and Voyager.
Yeah.
Hello. What a stupid thing to say. All right, this is the best shot I think I have of them. Okay. So check those suckers out, okay? Look at those little guys, little squid guys, right? The tentacles, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to show you the far point one.
Not space whales, Kenneth LaRocque. Space jellyfish. My mom texted me. I was so mad. She texted me this one line. She's like space jellyfish? ? And I was like, hadn't watched the episode yet because it was like 6:30 my time. And I was like, damn it, Mom, this is the second time you've done that. You need to wait to hear from me.
They're more like squids or something, right? Like,
yeah, you know.
All right, so here is the encounter at far point.
Yeah. Now they won't be the exact same
Not the
species.
well,
but
these are like the baby
similar.
ones, but
yeah,
here maybe also. How about this? It's like the graphics have been updated because these things look like freaking frisbees with trails.
yeah,
with toilet paper trails, and
Yeah.
these look like actual squids. Like I can see that.
yeah. Oh,
And
it does look more like a squid. Yeah.
Yeah, like you can see the rounded shape of the head.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when they get bigger, they look more like that. But like the feet look, or whatever they call it, the tentacles look exactly the same.
So we don't know if they're the same, but Beverly did make the argument that it's similar to the encounter at Farpoint.
So this is why
it could be the same.
This is why I'm saying they're the same. Why would Beverly go out of her way? Why would the writers go out of their way to explain that point?
Right.
And then they show us this 20 minutes later.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I think that I think they're trying to make that connection.
You got a super chat.
And I'll read it, but think about this. How clever is it the final season to connect to the very first episode?
Right. No, that's beautiful, man. It's bookending.
Wild, bro.
It's like, what do they call that in comedy? When you circle back and you close your loop or whatever?
Yeah, callback. Dustin Cole, Rinker was in Voyager, but he didn't remember because of Q episode Death Wish. Rinker? Who's Rinker?
Riker. He means Riker.
Oh, Riker. Oh,
yeah, Q snaps, and like we have a little cameo of Riker.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. That's right. He was in the. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. That's cool. All right.
God, this ship looks so good.
Yeah, the ship does look really great, man. Yeah, the ship looks
great.
One
of those.
This is my problem. Like, I don't want to keep nitpicking. Like, some of the complaints are confusing to me. Like, guys, I'm a complainer. I love to complain. It's what I do.
Is your supervillain name Complainiac?
Bro, it's like I have like a couple superpowers. Ready? I'm very apathetic, and I like to complain about things don't even care very much about.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the deal. I won't complain about nothing. Like, I won't complain about things that I won't purposely like deceive the audience to complain. I'm down to complain. Look, dude, the Discovery seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4, Picard season 1, 2. I complained the whole time. We built the channel on it, for the love of God.
And a couple of those salty Saturdays we used to cover Discovery. I've seen your head almost explode. So yeah, I mean.
Yeah, it's not, but I'm not seeing a lot to complain about here. We had 2 downvotes this entire episode so far?
Yeah, so far.
And I'm looking at it. I'm going frame by frame. I'm trying to find something to complain about, man. Kenneth the Rogue, Space Whale showed up in Star Wars Rebels. Yes, that is true. I actually, You know, I wish they actually went. I wish Star Trek got around to like explaining the whole Space Whales thing. We didn't get enough of that. Like, what is it called? The Seed or whatever? I forgot that episode.
Yeah. This is the realization is heartbreaking. You see,
Vadic is not dead. His Vadic's ship is disabled. All right, so this is the realization. When he realizes that his son was in the bar the entire time he was talking to those cadets, really clever, and not knowing it, he doesn't know it's his son. And
right.
Jack asks him, "What about your family?" And he says, "Starfleet's the only family I've ever needed." When he makes that connection, look at that look, man.
Look at that, like gut punch, man.
Jesus, dude. And I'm gonna play it to where I get to Picard's look.
Yeah.
Oh my God, look at his face, dude. Guy's a good actor, man.
Yeah, he is.
And like he's even studying. What about a real family?
Yeah.
God, it's hardcore.
I know. Yeah.
And he said, "Starfleet's the only family I've ever needed," and he didn't see the significance of that until right this moment.
Yeah. Oh God! And yeah, look, he's just laughing, and then he looks up, and
he's gone. Yeah,
and he's gone, and he doesn't even think about it, and that's why it took him this whole episode.
And look at that look right there, and the little swallow.
Yeah, and then his look, it's kind of like how Picard and Beverly exchanged a look, and nothing had to be said, and he knew that Jack would give this enough. These guys are acting their asses off.
For me too. Yeah. It's too good.
Yeah.
So the thing about this is like you got to consider this. let's say Jack's like 24, right? I understand the actor's way older, but
yeah, but I mean, he could pass his 23,
yeah, I don't
24.
care. So let's say Jack is 24 and Picard is 197 or something. I don't know. He's super old. Like, because Picard didn't know about him, and because Jack was too stubborn to seek him out when he had the chance to, think about how much time they wasted that they could have spent together.
Yeah.
How much time does Picard still have left in that android body of his?
So that's well, and the other thing is, this was about 2 years before season 1 of Picard, wouldn't it have been this scene in the bar?
Yeah, this would have been,
because if that's 5 years ago, that would be,
it would have been 2 years or a year prior to season 1.
A year prior to season 1,
right?
So who knows? Maybe if he'd have talked to his dad, he wouldn't become an android. I don't know.
Yeah.
This was good. At first, I thought he was just recording the log, and then when we got the reveal that he was actually talking to her, I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and after he saw like what they went through and the space babies, he has like a sort of a new outlook on.
Yeah, you went through that so fast. I love that scene, and I love the line that he gave. Or it was like, I think she said something like, you haven't spoken like this in a long time, and I think he was like, I haven't felt like this in a long time. It was just, even though they're not in person, I mean, I'm telling you, man, everybody's bringing their A game. Now, are we going to see? Is she only going to be on screen, or can you not say? I don't want to get you in trouble. I don't want the snipers to get you.
I mean, do you want me to spoil it for you, bro? Because that's what you're asking me to do. You're asking me to spoil it for you.
You're right. I don't. No. Never mind.
Like I can do that. Yeah, the snipers will take me out, but like I can ruin the whole season for you.
No, please don't.
Before I'm murdered by CBS.
Yeah.
But you don't want that. Can I tell you something? I sort of wish I had not seen it.
Oh, really?
I wish that I was watching alongside all my friends, like you, my friends, Salty Nerd Guys, my bro.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that I could be enjoying it and theorizing along with you. Like,
yeah.
Let me tell you something.
I can see that.
Early access sounds great until you like something. If you dislike it, then early access is great. You get your videos out early, whatever,
Yeah.
But getting to see everything so early and not being able to even like enjoy it with my buds, it does sort of suck. Now, if I disliked it, I wouldn't care at all. I'd be like, oh yeah, and give me the early access so I can get my videos done quickly. But because I'm enjoying it so much, I really wish I can just enjoy it alongside you guys. Because then I can theorize. I can be like, what do you think about this? Right now, if I say, what do you think about this? Well, either I'm being disingenuous or I'm spoiling it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't. I can't actually theorize. I was talking to, I think it was Mike or something. He's like, what do you think about this? I'm like, I can't answer that. I can't theorize with you because no matter what I say, right? Either I'm spoiling it or I'm lying.
Or you're lying, yeah.
And both things are bad.
Yeah.
Somebody on Twitter was like, I think that this person is this. What do you think? And I'm like, and I can only respond with fascinating.
Yeah.
I'm responding with the Spock gif, fascinating, because I don't know what to say. I don't want to not respond, but I can't say anything. It sucks, man. Yeah. I'm not. I had early access.
Well, I don't know the outcome, Volk. So I think it's genuine.
Yes, theory crafting is more than half the fun, bro. I built my channel on theory crafting, dude. I got 100,000 subscribers from what? From making videos like Romulans invented the Borg, right? Or the Priya paradox from the Orville. Like I made theory videos. That's what drove the majority of my subscribers. And now with my favorite season of Star Trek in 25 years, I can't theory craft. It sucks. It sucks.
So you didn't think about that. You
really didn't consider
decided. It.
Yeah. All right. So this is interesting. I'm gonna upvote the Picard log at the end.
Oh, I actually wrote that down. And this is the first time in Star Trek canon we've ever heard an admiral's log.
Oh,
So I do.
really?
Yes.
Are you upvoting this?
Yes.
That's rad.
Yeah.
That's rad. All right. So the little end cap here is where Jack is stressing out. And there's a parallel here I can't really talk about, but like it's a really cool the way he is seeing these vines and the red door and the smoke.
The red door, yeah, we got a lot more of a look at it this episode.
And like
I guess,
where it's like, find me or whatever, right?
I want to ask you questions, but like I want to kind of because I don't really want you to answer them. But like I have all this does, I have so many questions now. Like, you know, like what is he? Is he infected with something? Is he like just hallucinating? Did Beverly have to do some kind of experimental drugs when he was born to keep him alive because she was older than dirt when she had him? I don't know. But like something's going on here. And obviously because the
Glenn, that's a really good comparison, by the way.
The founders. What's that?
Glenn's comparison in the chat.
This scene mirrors Picard's yes from First Contact. Yeah. It really kind of does. Yeah.
So like with all the red vines, red door, the smoke.
He knocked Beverly up after he was Locutus. Maybe he still had some nanites in his semen or something.
I'm not theorizing with you, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna respond. I'm gonna respond like I do on Twitter. Fascinating. I guess he did technically knock her up after that.
Yeah.
We figured out when they got together, right? It was after
It was after Nemesis. Yeah.
Yeah. So they were feeling randy. That's why. So not only were they like 20 years younger biologically, right? Because of like the atmosphere, whatever, in Nemesis. That's a cool setup.
Yeah.
And that's it, folks. That's all she wrote. All right, what's the final score here? 10.5. Not quite. Not quite. Didn't beat last week's, but I got damn close.
Yeah. Well, you know, Shane might have voted differently than me for sure, you know.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so the official Popcast score is a 10.5. This episode, even though it got less upvotes, I gotta say it was my favorite episode to date. But
it's my favorite episode so far.
Every episode has been my favorite episode to date, so I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, so you know what? Google sucks. AI is the future. So I was questioning myself because somebody said, no, this wasn't the first Admiral's log. Apparently, Chain of Command Part 2, Admiral Jellicoe keeps an Admiral's log. ChatGPT is awesome, man. My God, it gives every instance that's been on TV. Admiral Ross gave Admiral's log. So I was wrong.
Okay.
And I'm man enough to admit it.
I mean, either way, I gave an upvote for just hearing his log.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me just text my wife real quick. Oh, Matt texted me. He's like, bro, that's not me. It's some dude. All right. Yeah, so that's it, guys. That's it for the review. 10.5. Let us know what you guys thought about the episode in the comment section below. On your way there, please hit the subscribe button and all the little buttons that let us know that you care. And we're going to be moving on. We're going to be moving on. Moving on.
Right along.
I'm missing syllables when I speak. Yeah. Let's look at the chat real quick. Overall, man, that episode is just killer.
Yeah. It's really good.
Like there was so much action, so much heart, so much. For me, Shaw's obviously the standout. Just absolute rock and roll.
Oh yeah, I gotta really. It was heartbreaking when I was watching your thing with Terry, where he's like, he doesn't even work for them anymore. He's like, I got no, I'd love to do it, but I know nothing.
I don't work for Star Trek. Yeah, that was heartbreaking. Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
All right, that Trek reviewer asked, do not ask Danny about Dr. Crusher. Lol.
Oh, don't. I need to delete that. I need to clip some video out of a live stream that I did where I was very, I'd been This is why I'm just never going to smoke on streams again. I was a little, medicated, and I got very vulgar about the things I would do to her because I think she's a gilf, and I just didn't know when to stop.
I mean, she is hot.
Yeah. So whoever said that,
but I'm
saw
not
that
getting
stream.
canceled for it.
Yeah.
All right. I cried. This is from King Felix. I cried when Picard said "forward after thruster engage." Yeah, it felt good. It did. It felt good. Engage. Felt really good, and it felt better than when he said it in season 1.
Season 1.
I didn't buy it in season 1 when he's like, engage. You're like, what the was that, bro?
That was pretty good.
Tears of Joy. Yep. Let's see. This guy. I like the Popcast so far, but who the hell is Brian and this guy? I don't know. Thanks for being here, bro. I guess we're not. Even though we have like a ton of subs on our main channel, I guess we're not well-known quantities, I suppose, huh? Sela is not Tasha Yar. Yeah, I know it's not Tasha Yar, but it looks the same and acts the same, and I hate the character. Either way, I don't like Tasha Yar's character. I don't like Sela's character. I gotta be honest. The rape gangs, too much.
Right.
Too far, guys. I don't understand.
Was a little. That was surprising.
Were you trying to make this character like
storyline,
like a badass or something? It didn't work. It was very odd. Yeah. Very odd. Yeah, Tasha Yar escaped the rape gangs. You're like, what the? I was like 12 years old. I'm like, what's a rape gang, Dad?
Yeah, that was
very odd.
Yeah.
Unlike Crusher, they went and killed Yar, so enter curiously suspicious plot device. Yeah. Yeah, Crusher's a whole other thing. Like, I mean, I can argue I dislike Crusher's character from the beginning, but I especially hate the fact that some, like, traveling space pedophile waits for him to get of age, which is like 14, and then swoops in and takes him on an adventure, and no one bats an eye.
And when you say it like that, that is really creepy. Wow.
Consider it for a minute.
Yeah.
Hello, Wesley. Would you like to go on an adventure? You're like, what? Like, why are you letting him go with this weirdo? Like, it's just bad. And he has control of space and time, yet he goes, I've been waiting for you, Wesley. You've been waiting for what? You have control of space and time, bud. That whole character sucked. I think the actor actually ended up, like, that was his last role, too. He ended up being like a lawyer or something.
Oh, wow.
Let's see. I never saw Pet Sematary. I should probably watch that. Maybe it appeared in the Nexus because it was already a real picture. Oh, that's a good point.
Okay. That is a good point.
That's a good point. Where is Terry to explain the painting? Oh man, I can barely get Terry to text me back, bro. Let's see. Oh, this guy asked the same question. I don't know, man. I don't know where I came from.
I guess I'm not seeing this guy, which is
West Philadelphia, born and raised. Let's see. It was out of character. Explain that. Are you talking about Riker? Oh, you're talking about Riker. Okay. I don't agree with you there, boss. I just don't. I'm sorry. Apparently, the Vulcan lady is playing China in the Young Rock show, Danny.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I hate that I missed that because I don't think Vader's here still, but that's cool. All right.
That character, that actor is actually special. I'll explain at the end of the season.
Yeah. Hey, you got a super chat.
I see that. I'm going to get to it.
Okay.
I don't get the hating of the Easter eggs. I effing love them. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I don't get it either. What's the problem? Why are you complaining about Easter?
And then they're just in the background. They're not like plot devices or anything like that.
We're Trekkies. Like, give us like so.
Well, I'm a Trekker. You're a Trekkie.
In order for us to really love it, there's got to be some kind of puzzle. Okay. Yeah, they gave Odo a great nod. You're right. They did.
Yeah.
Bet you $10 that if that actor was still alive, he'd be in this series.
Oh yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, Hirogen created their holodeck with a separate power source.
I just hope, like, I don't, I know you can't say anything, and don't even say fascinating, but I kind of would love to see, Kira. I think that'd be cool. I don't know how.
Who's Kira?
From Deep Space Nine.
Oh, I hate that character so much.
Colonel Kira, or
Tom Paris is my favorite character in Voyager. Yeah, mine too. He also has the same taste as me, like really angry brown women.
Why are you describing my fiance?
I'm describing my wife, dude.
Oh.
Angry hot brown chicks.
Yeah.
Let's see what else. But the barge scene is monument because it allows Picard to recognize Jack as the same guy who asked him about the family in the same setting. It's not quite the punch without it. Yeah, it's true. That's true, man.
Holy cow, man. I didn't realize we had about 130 people in here. That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm trying to get the good chats. Almost done to the end here, guys. Don't you pay attention to your chat? I do now. Perfect. He's actually Wesley's half brother. Oh no. Yeah, she ejected it. It was super quick and said something about Daystrom as it flew by the camera. That's rad.
Yeah, it did. It had a little when talking about the portal weapon when they ejected it.
Borrowed the shuttle to get laid. Take a point off.
Oh man, I actually would have given that an up. I forgot about that. Yeah, his son's like, so you were basically trying to get laid. While you finish that up, if you don't mind, I'm gonna.
Why take the transporter chief? Because you might get a DNA check of Jackie Boy and realizing, oh, interesting. Oh, so people were like, why didn't they do a DNA check when he got there? Maybe that's why they took the transporter chief.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of reasons why you would. She said about 3 days prior. So.
Yeah, you want to go to the bathroom? I'm gonna finish these chats.
Yeah, I'll do that. Thanks.
It is, the show is mostly competent. It looks gorgeous. It feels like a Trek movies, but yeah, the bar is really low. I mean, that's true. I mean, I'm the first one to tell you I didn't like, I've said a million times, I didn't like seasons 1 and 2. I was super disappointed by season 2 because I was sitting there theorizing the whole time, hoping that we would get to like a conclusion that was reasonable, and it just never came, dude. All right, how old is a Mariner in Lower Decks? I think she's in her 20s. I don't know. I don't really follow I like Lower Decks, but I'm not deep in the lore of the animated stuff. I thought Shaw was a child when 359 happened. He doesn't look old enough. No, it happened when he was 20. He was probably just entering Starfleet, which means he's probably in his 40s. Yeah, or mid-50s. That makes sense. Yeah, there you go. Sean, thank you for doing the math. So 32 years ago, Shaw's mid-50s. Yeah, that adds up. Shaw was in service during that battle. How do you go from cadet to captain in 5 minutes? I don't know. What are you talking about? No. It was 32 years ago. He was a cadet 32 years ago. Yeah. All right, rapid fire, back and forth, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, I'm going to find only the best super chats. You're only paranoid until the universe is actually out to get you. That's a cool line.
So my math was wrong. It was 32, not about 25.
Yeah, it's whatever. It's still put some 52, 53 years old. Adds up. Yeah. He's a daddy, right? That's what they call him. He's a daddy.
Yeah.
All right, Jeremy Snyder, many new names in chat. Well, yeah, I already saw that. Man, I'm really far behind on chat. Sorry, guys, I'm getting there.
Yeah. Well, it's hard with this many people in here, and
I'm burning.
No chat manager.
Between seasons 2 and 3, Picard's getting laid. That'll make a man feel younger.
So the Laris thing we got in episode 1, because I haven't got to talk to you really at all. This is our first time
Oh, Laris is also super hot, Granny.
She is, but like I was kind of getting vibes that they were a couple. Am I wrong?
They were
They were
like
banging, right? They were
I think
banging,
I think they're banging.
Okay.
I think they're banging, and he's like, she's gonna go, and because he likes her, he's like, okay, I'm gonna go with you and start a new chapter where I can write my memoirs or whatever.
Yeah. But they didn't explicitly say one way or the other. I was just getting vibes like, okay, they've at least been, friends with benefits, if nothing else.
Yeah, I mean, they clearly are, they obviously love each other as friends, and now they're banging.
Yeah.
And that's why when he's like, send this painting to Geordi at the Fleet Museum, hyperlink.
Yeah.
She goes, don't you dare.
No, don't you
dare. Steve is very much into story over anything. If canon gets in the way of a good story, he wants to throw away the canon to tell a good story. Well, that means it's not a good story, though. It's not a good story if you have to kill canon to tell a good story, in my opinion.
Beat me out of here, right?
I have to disagree with a bit of that assessment of those not liking this. Yes, you're true, but for some, I believe it's because they've been used to bad Star Trek for so long. Sure.
I get it, dude. Like,
I mean, it's also possible because I saw it early. I'm faster to accept it because I already know it's good.
Yeah.
And now I'm just asking you to trust me, and maybe all my friends are trusting me because they know me, but you guys just met me. I get that.
Yeah. I mean, we spent all last season, you and I reviewed them all together with the Salty Nerds. I'm pretty sure we did every episode, and we were all so hopeful at the end of episode 2.
Yeah.
And then we got Borg Geordi, whatever lady at the end. It was stupid, man.
She was so hot in that red dress, though.
And I was not going to watch
Jaborgi.
She
was eating car batteries.
Yeah.
So they do this line where they go, the Queen needs lithium to make nanites. And so like she makes a point of like eating a cell phone battery or whatever. And like the next scene, she's eating a car battery.
Which
and you're like,
does not have lithium.
That's a completely different kind of battery.
Yeah.
That's a lead acid battery. It's not remotely the same thing. It's like so no one can even Google search what a lithium battery was. It made no sense.
Yeah, it was terrible. And if it weren't for you and the trust that you've built up with me over the last year of getting to know each other and the way you talk about Star Trek, I had no plans on watching this season. I was going to wait. And now I'm glad I listened to you because I'm loving it.
Oh, if they are the same, this means that the Enterprise is rescuing these creatures, and the pilot of TNG saved them in this episode. Full circle. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. You're right.
Oh, my mind was just like, my mind is breaking right now.
See, now I feel like that's something you could write a theorization thing or video or something because,
Yeah, that one.
That's awesome. That's a great theory. Who said that?
Archmage.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay, what else here? I'm getting all the super chats, my friend. All the regular chats too. Terry is great at addressing things that he knows people will point out if he doesn't, at least so far. Yeah. Okay. So like we've actually spoken to Terry. We've like nerded out with him and been like, what about this and what about that? What about this? And we've like nitpicked him to death. The guy is he's way more knowledgeable than I am, and Shane. He knows Star Trek like Bible school, and it's a Bible. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The guy, like, he knows his craft very well. Yeah.
Well, you know more about him than I do, but he's got a background in like working with Trek since he was very young.
His first job was in Voyager. His first job in Hollywood was working on Voyager, and then his first big gig was working on Enterprise.
Yeah.
So
he even had a scene like they had him.
Yeah. He's in the show. Yes, Valk. I got me and my brother and Robert Meyer Burnett got the all 10 screeners like 6 months ago before anyone else did. We all need a connection. You mean like the Great Link? Dun dun dun. He did say that. Is it going like Star Trek Online with the Iconians? Oh God, I hope not. Or I'm sorry, fascinating. STO brought the Herosian in the Alpha Quadrant years ago. That's true. No, I got my Star Trek Online players up in here. Sweet, man. Not enough of us. I'll tell you that right now. Oh my God, this chat is moving. If I was Metalis, I'd pull an Orient Express and go, hey, it's all the baddies. Could that be the voice, be that of Cisco reaching out to Jack? Cisco, huh?
No.
Fascinating.
There's no way.
Hashtag green grannies. Captain Stashwick is the Japanese call the loud American to tell the bosses they are idiots because no one else will. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I like those kind of characters though, like the scoundrel type, the scoundrel, the scoundrel with a heart, the Han Solo, the lovable rogue. Yeah. I like the lovable rogue characters. That's my favorite kind of character. Unlike Disco, the writers really knew how to connect the conflict and the drama for a better dramatic payoff within the story. It gave me the feels. Thank you for the $5. Good tea, nice, and I completely agree with you. Foxhound for $2. Picard swearing don't dig it, really out of place. Yes, I agree.
No, yeah, we gave that a down. That was really
that was
bugged
a down.
Me.
That was also an ad lib. Andre Benson, when Shaw was being an a-hole toward Picard and Seven in episode 1, something told me he was at Wolf 359, like Cisco was in episode 1 of DS9. Excellent episode. Yes. Yeah. Kira was on lower decks, huh? Ugh, I hate that character.
Yeah, so was the Ferengi Quark. Yeah. And
I like Quark. I hate Kira. I literally despise that character. So Jack is the half brother of a traveler and the son of a Borg. That's some DNA combination.
Well, the traveler part doesn't have anything to do with it.
Easy. All the other people are dead, and if you are Chris Hemsworth, he was captain for 5 minutes. Well, they were trying to bring him back in Star Trek 4. They were going to try to bring Chris Hemsworth back as Kirk's dad.
Yeah,
that's what happens when you get a job when you're a D-list celebrity, and then over a period of like 10 years you blow up to become an A-list celebrity. Now everyone wants to resurrect your past characters.
Right.
I'm just waiting for the next Cabin in the Woods with Chris Hemsworth. Green Grannies all day, Mr. Plinkett. All right, I'm almost at the end, I think. Iconography, true that.
Bill Barkley, I tend to agree with you, sir. I mean,
Yeah, no, it would be really nice if, like I said, I think the last 2 episodes of this should be straight up in the theaters. It's worthy. DS9 writers did a video for that doc in which Kira would be basically a real baddie. Oh, really? Yeah, see that fit her character better. So when she was with the good guys, she was just sort of a whiny, irritating. Like, make her a bad guy, and I believe it. In fact, the best version of Kira was when she was the mirror universe version of Kira.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't understand the attraction people have for Gates McFadden. I know it's me, but not my hype. Maybe it's her eyes. I don't know, man. I grew up with
Gates, she's one of my first crushes.
Gates McFadden doing the stretching in front of a full length mirror, bro. Like, you understand? Like, I think that's when I hit puberty, when that scene came on TV.
Behave yourself.
Yeah, what do you want from me, boy? Gates McFadden, gorgeous. Anyways, okay. Also, I like red. I like red-haired. I like gingers.
Oh yeah,
gingers are hot. All right, man. That's it for the chat regarding Picard. We're gonna move on to the next topic now. Let me just pull it up real quick.
Which one is it?
All right, we're going to talk about the Kirk thing.
Oh, okay.
And the Shazam thing. No. We're going to save the Shazam thing for the member section because some of it's a little bit spoilery, I guess.
Okay.
So we're going to talk about Mr. Beast and Mr. Beast's chocolate balls and the extreme lack of Captain Kirk. All right. Let me pull this out real quick.
Which one are we doing first? Chocolate?
Let me get my chat. We're going to do the Kirk one next.
Kirk, okay.
I'm going to do chocolate balls. Okay, guys, remember, if you guys like this review, every Thursday around this time, every week, we're going to shave the Shazam thing. Phrasing. You guys watch Archer? It's great.
Phrasing.
All right, here we go. We're talking about Paramount, aka Star Trek, and their extreme disrespect for the original Captain of the Enterprise, William Shatner's Captain Kirk. Once again, for I think it's the third year, at the very least, it's the second year in a row, omitted from the Paramount Captain's lineup.
Yeah.
What's going on here, man? I don't get it.
You and Robert Meyer Burnett were talking about this on Twitter. I think you both hit the nail on the head. Somebody there just hates Shatner. I don't even think it's Kirk. I think they just don't like Shatner. You know?
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
These aren't all captains. You have Captain Archer, Picard, Michael Burnham, Pike, Janeway, Cisco. So who do you have on there that's not captain? You have Spock, Uhura.
Mm-hmm. Seven.
That guy from Prodigy. Seven. And Mariner from Lower Decks, right?
Yeah.
So I guess I think you need to represent all the shows. So I get why they have Mariner on there. She's sort of the main character, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I get why they have Purple Guy, whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
Why do they have 7 on there? Like Voyager's already.
They could have bookended it with captains. You'd have Archer on one side, Kirk on the other. Like that would have been. I mean, no offense to 7 of 9.
No, I love 7 of 9, but like you already have Voyager is represented clearly.
Yeah.
You don't require Voyager. I understand why you list Spock. I don't understand why you need to list Uhura there. Like that's not necessary.
That's another one.
I think Spock is a legend. It's like if you can ditch 7 and you can ditch Uhura and you can fit Kirk in there somewhere. The original, right? The guy who started it all.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
Let's read some of these. Let's read some of these replies. This is from Undoomed. Undoomed has some hot takes, but we're friendly, so if he says something like that's really crazy, like don't just because I'm friends with the guy doesn't mean I necessarily agree with everything he says. So Paramount is like a junkie who is just incapable of not disappointing you and will always destroy any and all goodwill they may have accumulated. It'll also probably try to murder you in your sleep. I mean, he's not wrong, dude. It's like everyone's loving Picard season 3 and like, oh, you know what? Let's put out the new captain's lineup. Oh. So what? William Shatner hates Star Trek and the fans. He's made that abundantly clear over the years.
No, he hasn't.
What is this person smoking?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I've been to what? I think I've been to maybe 9 of the Star Trek conventions in Vegas, or 8 or whatever. William Shatner's there every year. What do you mean he hates the fans?
He's great with the fans. My son is in one of his documentaries. I think it's the one called Captains. I mean,
why would he say that he hates Star Trek and the fans when he shows up to the conventions to hang out with fans? I get he's probably getting paid, but if he hated Star Trek and the fans, he wouldn't be there. The guy doesn't need the money, right?
Right.
That makes no sense. Not true. Do some research. It also admits literally, and this is what drives me nuts. Oz Millis. This is such a stupid gaslight. Or, I'm sorry, straw man. It also omits literally hundreds of other characters, many of whom are captains. What's your point? This is a non-story. No.
Kirk is the first.
He's the first. He's the first of the Enterprise. He's what started Star Trek. I'm sorry, listing a random captain that you may have ran into in one of the shows is not the same as the title character of the title ship of the title show the character's in. Not the same thing. It's just not. It's not the same thing. Bottom line, I'm sorry, you're not gonna put Captain Sulu on there either. He was a captain for all about 5 minutes. No, Captain Kirk needs to be on the damn advertisement. For the love of God, I don't understand why. Why even make it? Why make it and include all these characters but leave off the original? That doesn't make any sense. Oh, he's not one. Right. This is much to do about nothing. This is a broad selection of various characters from the franchise. ENT DS9 only got one character while TOS got two. No, you're wrong, Rex. Every show is represented in this celebration here, right? Every show. But the main character of the original show is left off.
Yeah.
So every show is represented. I get it. Well, you got to have Purple Guy because of Prodigy. You got to have Mariner because of Lower Decks. Fine. You don't need two Voyagers. And frankly, you don't need two TOSs. But it makes sense if you have Kirk and Spock. The originals. Yeah. So why don't you just remove the two... Couple more, and then I'm gonna stop getting my blood pressure up. This is like so. Reading the comments or the chat or whatever it's called, the tweets are even more frustrating. I would have also added McCoy, Scotty, Sulu, and Chekhov instead of cartoon characters. I mean, that's look. I know that there's fans of Lower Decks out there in Prodigy, and I'm not knocking that. I actually like Lower Decks. I think it's funny. But I'm going to go on record for the 5th time in saying I don't believe that they need to be in the same importance as the live action. Like, they can exist and be awesome on their own. Like, I do not look at Lower Decks and say that's canon. They have some crazy stuff on Lower Decks. There's no way that can be canon. That wouldn't make any sense. It would throw all kinds of wrenches in all kinds of machines. But then again,
aren't they saying it's canon though?
Yeah, they are. But so does Discovery. Discovery throws all kinds of wrenches in the machine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I sort of agree with them. Like, I like them, but why cartoon characters over actual actors? Where's Kirk? Great question. All right. Not seeing the problem. Spock was always the most popular character from that series. All right. What are you talking about, dude? Where's Captain Saru? Well, Captain Saru is not the main character of Discovery. That was your mistake. You should have made the captain the main character. No, you made Burnham the main character. So there's Burnham. I see her.
Yeah.
All right. So enough of this. My blood pressure's getting up. There's so many people with really bad takes that don't understand, like, common sense. Look, Data's not there. Worf's not there. Data and Worf are not on the same level as Captain Kirk. What are you talking? I love the characters, but they're not the same. They're not the same. It's Captain King Kirk.
It's like trying to make oh man, I don't even want to make that comparison. It's just he should be on everything, like where there's where you know what I mean. Like, you can't. There's no Star Trek without Captain Kirk.
There's no Star Trek. There's no Star Trek without Captain Kirk.
Because they tried it with Pike, and you know what? He was an uncharismatic bore. Then they got William Shatner, and Kirk knocks it out.
To be fair, William Shatner and Leonard Nimoy, their chemistry, or I guess their actual adversarial chemistry, is what made that show so great. They were playing friends when for a long time they didn't like each other, and you can see the tension, and there was a lot of tension in that show, and it worked. Like, it worked. All right.
Yeah, it is Anthony Mark. It is petty of Paramount. Kirk should have been on it. You know, I mean, you could have replaced Seven. You could have replaced. You know, I would have replaced Seven personally. I get why Uhura's on there but not really. I mean,
why not? Well, wait, yeah, the guy had a good point. Ozzy, whatever his name was, like.
Yeah, that she had recently
why the cartoon
passed.
Characters?
Oh yeah, I mean that. I don't know.
I like them. I like the shows, but like, why do the cartoon characters need to be on the poster? Why not live action? So Uhura, I guess she passed away and she was a legend. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you got 2 slots there that you don't need. You can replace them. How about the very first gay character, Sulu? Put Sulu and Spock on there. Boom. Call it a day. And you hit all your check boxes. Right? I mean, I'm just saying, like, well, that's
only the Sulu in the Abrams verse is gay, because George Takei came out and said he didn't like that they did that, and he played the character straight. He didn't think they needed to.
I don't know. Look, I'm not giving anyone any ideas here. All I'm saying is, like, if you're trying to check boxes or whatever, like, there's your boxes you can check, and you can represent, the actual universe. But, whatever. All right, I'm so done with this story now. I'm like hyper annoyed. So I'm gonna stop talking about it now. Hit the comment section on the way there. Hit the subscribe button. Let us know what you guys think about Kirk. Should he be on the poster, or should he just be erased from existence? Great question. Great question.
He should be on the poster.
He should be on the damn poster.
Yeah. No brainer.
Yeah. Hello. All right. Let's talk about Mr. Beast. You ready?
I am. Because I didn't know about this until you showed me the thumbnail. So I got the Forbes or Fortune magazine article. What is this? And Fortune. And I don't know what the problem is. I think the dude's a genius. So I want to hear your take on it.
All right. So it's actually it's really freaking funny. All right. What happened was Mr. Beast has a line of chocolate bars. They're called Feastables, and he sells them in Walmarts. Mr. Beast, if you don't know who he is, I'm surprised. He's the biggest YouTuber of all time. So he sells these Feastables in Walmart, and they're basically just candy bars, right? So he tweeted recently, it's absolutely hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know what he was trying to do here.
I need your help.
I need your help.
I need your help.
Next time you see Feastables in Walmart and soon to be new retailers, if you can clean up the presentation and make it look better, that would make me very happy. Pleading face. I'm building a team to do this routinely. Just need help in the short term. Mr. Beast.
Heart emoji. Don't forget about the heart emoji.
And the heart emoji. Did you think this was a good idea? Did you really think it'd be a good idea? Okay, how many followers?
He's a genius, man. Dude's a genius.
He sent that out to 18 million people.
Yeah.
18 million people to go to Walmart and to fix his displays.
Take before and after pictures. Add him, enters you into a $5,000 contest, and he's going to give $100,000 to charity. And he's gotten so much publicity and exposure. Like, I know you said if you don't know who Mr. Beast is and what's wrong with you, I had no idea who he was. I didn't know who the fuck Logan Paul. I didn't know who Logan Paul was until. No, I'm serious. I didn't know who Logan Paul was until he showed up in WWE.
So here's the problem. Here's the problem, dude. People aren't just cleaning up the shelves, okay? Because that's not how the internet works. The internet is full of scum and villainy. And that's how
Yes.
the internet works. They're messing up
Richard
the
Hawk.
shelves and then cleaning
Yeah.
them up to take their before and after pictures, and then saying thank you, Mr. Beast, and begging for money.
Oh wow.
All right,
Yeah.
here's some.
But he's getting all this free publicity. I mean,
Here,
think about
I
it.
cherry picked some really awesome tweets. Some of my favorites. Here's one. Mr. Beast, I just ruined what he fixed. I hate you.
Yeah,
Wait,
what kind of candy bar is worth $3? My God, inflation's out of control.
Wait, it gets better. These get better and better. What a great! Following this whole thread has been the highlight of my week. Mr. Beast, I will continue destroying your chocolate displays until you pay me $100,000. And he's just going from Walmart to Walmart and ruining the display.
What a douche.
Look, no, this guy's a douchebag. Don't get me wrong. But what did you expect? What did you expect?
I don't think he
happen?
actually cares. I think he's this is why I guess he was such a successful YouTuber and so an influencer, because he knows how to, like, there's no such thing as bad publicity. He doesn't care. It's not they're not he doesn't own Walmart. It's not giving him more work to do. It's not aggravating him when somebody comes in and trashes up the display. That hurts the retailer.
It hurts the retailer. So this last one is my favorite.
All right.
Mr. Beast, I caught this man after his shoulder brushed a feasible display, and one of your chocolates fell to the ground. He is pleading for mercy, but I do not believe he is truly sorry. How should I deal with him, sir?
Oh my God.
So just like honestly, just go to this. Look at this guy.
Oh, I saw that one.
Going to this main thread and just scrolling through this. A lot of these are people cleaning it up and simping for Mr. Beast. Okay, go for it.
Yeah.
One guy cleaned it up and then wrote his debit card information in the tweet.
What?
And asked for money from Mr. Beast.
Oh wow.
I can't show it here, but you can literally just go find it right now.
That's crazy. Well, I'm sure it had to have taken it down by now. That's just ridiculous.
So a lot of these people were just like being nice and being, no problem, boss, I got you. But another very large portion of these people are just damaging it and messing with the retailers and like people fighting over who's going to clean it up. And it's sort of nuts, man. So like one guy will clean it up, the other guy will go mess it up so he can clean it up. And they're just like damaging it and throwing the chocolate over the place, pushing the Hershey, the other chocolates back. And it's not a good look. Look at this guy. Look at this guy right here.
This motherfucker in the Mr.
Oh god, he's cursing so much. I'm sorry.
Beast bar. You ever had a Mr. Beast bar?
Usually that's me.
They're harassing other customers, dude. Like it's not funny, but it's also funny. You know what I mean? Like it's not funny, but it is funny.
What I think is funny is like the article that I read, people are trying to politicize it.
Oh yeah, they're trying to politicize it because okay, so the timing is unfortunate for Mr. Beast because the whole the her she campaign. Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Talk about bad timing.
Yeah.
So he puts this out there right after Hershey starts their Women's Month or whatever, and they go her she, and to make it worse, it wasn't just like the her she on the candy bar, but also they picked a trans woman as their spokesperson, and so a lot of people are stressing out about it, right? I do have opinion about that. Like maybe you shouldn't stress out about something that has nothing to do with you, but
Right.
I can get how maybe you should, you know, I'm not even going to talk about it. But I'll tell you this. I'm going to stop talking and I don't want to get in trouble. But I'll tell you this. It's bad timing because like the day later is when he has him doing this. And they're going and they're pushing all the Hershey's bars, which are right next to him, throwing them out of the way. It looks like Mr. Beast is raging against Hershey.
Right. But I think I don't know. I think this was genius. I think it's, he's tricking a bunch of people basically into doing free work when he is a multi-millionaire, as I understand. And if he really cared, he could pay somebody to go around. I think this was just a brilliant publicity stunt by somebody who knows how to leverage his followers.
I mean, is it brilliant though? Because it happened the day after the whole Hershey thing.
Controversy creates cash, my friend. I mean, yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I see your point. I guess there's no way for him to get in trouble for this, right?
Yeah,
he's not going to lose any fans over this whatsoever.
I mean, he might piss off a few snowflakes, but like,
I mean, but he's not losing fans. In Walmart's probably not going to pull out of his deal with him, right?
Yeah, I don't think so. If anything, it's, I mean, like any publicity, bad publicity, or what the saying I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah. All publicity is good publicity. I get it.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know about in this day and age. I don't believe that's the case anymore, dude.
Yeah, maybe I'm just old. I mean, dear God, first time I met you, my mustache was brown.
I mean, the timing though is like, I get maybe right. Maybe Mr. Beast is a genius, and he saw an opportunity to break the internet for a day. Because the Hershey thing and the Feastable thing.
It's been a week now.
It's been a week. You're right. Yeah, it's been a while. Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow's a week.
He also sells his cheeseburgers for like $12. This bastard. My kids keep asking me for Mr. Beast cheeseburgers. I'm like, I'm not spending $12 on a cheeseburger. It's not gonna do it. All right, that's enough about Mr. Beast. I found this whole thread fascinating. If you guys want to go to his Twitter, I'll put the link in the description. Literally, you can just scroll for like 3 hours straight.
You just go down this rabbit hole,
And every like fourth thing is like some hilarious troll. It's really, really quite a fun.
But a lot of these, okay, in the article I read, a lot of these that people have problems with, like one I'm looking at now, this is clearly a little girl, like so they were trying to play the whole like child labor thing,
right?
But they're volunteer. Yeah, this girl
the parents are taking him there because they watched their YouTube channel because Mr. Beast is like kid friendly.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, my kids can watch Mr. Beast. I have no problem with it. There's nothing adult about his content whatsoever, dude. Like, you know what the guy does? I mean, to be fair, like I've been giving him shit this whole video, but I'll tell you this. People were mad that he was like curing blindness, literally like spending his fortune to help people see again, and people were getting mad at him. I'm sorry. What are you mad about?
That? Yeah.
Oh, he is just showing how the system's broken, and they shouldn't be blind in the first place. Well, then why are you mad at him? He's spending his money to go out of his way to help people that could not get it on their own get treatment to cure their blindness. He's literally curing the blind. Like, bro,
and still pissing people off.
That's insane. Like, honestly, like, I thought this tweet was probably not a good idea, but in general, I think Mr. Beast, I think he does a lot more good than any bad. And he's good.
They've even got the official Walmart Twitter interacting with this thread. Official Amazon.
Oh, maybe it was planned then. Maybe I'm getting duped.
I don't know, man. I just think it just reeks of wrestling to me. I feel like everybody's being worked.
Bro, there's so many of these posts though where where the entire shelf is just Mr. Beast because they threw all the other candies on the floor, bro.
Oh yeah, see this.
All right. Well, Let us know what you guys think about this topic. Or do you not even care? Because who cares? You know? I don't know. You could find a cheaper cheeseburger at McDonald's. That's a fact, Jack. It's a $12 burger. Mr. B spends and it's not even they're not even his actual restaurants. They're just ghost kitchens. They're ghost kitchens, and he's charging $12 a burger, bro.
That's crazy.
Anyways, I'm not knocking it though. The guy cured blindness. I hope my $12 helped you. All right. And that's pretty rock and roll. Like, I'm sorry. It's pretty amazing that he was able to help that many people get cured of blindness. Like, Jesus.
Yeah, I actually had that article up because I didn't think that was true. Where did I put it? Yeah. Yeah, he curing 1,000 people.
1,000 people.
Yeah, he said he was going to cure 1,000 blind people.
Yeah, you know what that's costing him?
Probably nothing, really, if you think about it. Making content out of what people, yeah. So I don't like.
You know what it's costing him though?
What's it costing him?
A cool $6 million.
$6 million.
Yep. I mean, the guy is loaded, so he doesn't care.
Yeah.
All right, let's. I guess that's it. We're going to the. I just realized we're going to the member section.
Right.
Oh, do you ever? Yeah, real quick before I go to member section. Okay, because I forgot. I need to have a story before I go to the member section to give you guys time to get in there. We're going to we're going to talk about one more thing, but then we're going to the member section. The way you get to the member section is super easy. Ready? You do nothing. Literally do nothing, and it will take you to the member section. If you want to beat us there, like for some reason, you want to get there ahead of us, then you can click on the link that's in the description, or you can click on the link that's in the chat. And we're going to talk about one more quick story, but then we're going to go to the member section, and I'm going to dish on the Shazam stuff. I got some really good stuff on that. Okay, one more quick thing. Check this out. There's a new AI scam. I know everyone's talking about AI, but this takes the cake, bro. People thought loved ones were calling them for help, but it was actually AI-generated voice changers.
Whoa.
Scammers using artificial intelligence to sound more like family members in distress. People are falling for it and losing thousands of dollars. Here's an example. A man calling Ruth Card sounded just like her grandson, Brandon. So when he said he was in jail with no wallet or cell phone and needed cash for bail, Card scrambled to do whatever she could to help. Of course, that's her Nana. Nana's got to help grandsons, right?
Mm-hmm.
It was definitely this feeling of fear, she said, that we've got to help them right now. Card, 73, and her husband, 75, Greg, dashed to their bank in Regina, I can't say that word, it's someplace in the Midwest, and withdrew in Canada, 3,000 Canadian dollars. That's 2,207 freedom dollars. The daily maximum. They hurried to a second branch for more money. The bank manager luckily pulled him into his office and said another patron had gotten a similar call and learned that the eerily accurate voice had been faked. Card recalled the banker saying the man on the phone probably wasn't their grandson. That's when they realized they'd been duped. We were sucked in. We were convinced that we were talking to Brandon. Now, before I go on, a great way to make sure you're actually talking to the right person is to call that person, I suppose.
Yeah, or to treat them like a changeling and ask a question they should know the answer to.
There you go. Star Trek has been teaching us for years. As impersonation scams in the United States rise, Card's ordeal is indicative of a troubling trend. Technology is making it easier and cheaper for bad actors to mimic voices, convincing people, often the elderly, of course. I mean, listen, like my dad's elderly. I'm pretty sure you can convince him of just about anything when it comes to technology. You can tell him, like, his computer is walking down the street and he wouldn't even think it was a joke. That their loved ones are in distress. In 2022, imposter scams were the second most popular racket in America, with over 36,000 reports of people being swindled by those pretending to be friends and family. Now, here's what gets crazy, right? Wow. Those are people scamming people by changing their voice. But there's a new game in town. And I don't want to like freak people out, but there's an actual AI. It's by Adobe. It's very, very easy to deep fake someone's voice, especially if you have a lot of talking of that person, like AKA a streamer.
Right.
So Shane sends me scripts for our main channel. I have thousands of hours of Shane saying every syllable and every word ever conceived.
Right.
I can put him into this AI property and literally just type, and this software would almost perfectly read it as if Shane was reading it.
Is this a part of Adobe Creative Cloud by chance?
No, so it is, but it's developer right now. So you can get access to it, but you got to jump through some hoops. You got to like install like virtual machine and stuff like that. You got to jump through hoops. But the people that are doing this though, they are smart enough to jump through the correct hoops, get the library they need, and make it work. And a lot of people nowadays, even people that aren't, let's say you're on YouTube, but you're not like successful on YouTube, right? Let's say it's not a job. You just enjoy live streaming or whatever, right?
Like me.
Like Danny. There are hundreds of hours of Danny talking, which means I can take Danny's voice and accurately, at least over the phone, maybe not like, maybe not in like a high quality recording, but I can definitely mimic your voice over the phone where the quality is lower and there's less ups and downs, right?
Yeah.
Which means I can do whatever I want with your voice.
That's crazy, man.
Just consider that for a minute. That's not freak. Everyone's freaked out about deepfakes. I'm more freaked out over the fact that you can call my bank, my wife, right? My house, my lender, my office, and just do whatever you want. Because no one's going to question you if you sounds like me. No one.
Right.
And I'm on YouTube. Hundreds of hours.
Wow.
It's wild, dude. Wild. Yeah, a lot of people are really getting into the Chat GPT thing, man.
I love it. I use it every day. I use it every day.
I use it for like YouTube titles and stuff like that, but I don't use it for recreation. Is it really
I haven't been smart enough to use it for that. Well, I mean, I mostly ask it questions like the Voyager episode was a perfect example. I'll do dumb shit like that, or I make content for clients. So I used ChatGPT to make content for a landscaping website, a swimming pool website, a house cleaning website. I'm about to use it for a mobile.
Wait,
phone
you're building the
repair.
website with ChatGPT?
No. I built their content. So most of the time, people, this has been a problem I've always had. They just think when they hire me to make a website that means I'm just going to like fill it up with their content too. And I'm like, no, you have to provide me with that. I don't know. I know how to build websites and do graphics and stuff. I don't know how to be a locksmith or whatever. Like nobody's going to know more about your business than you.
Right.
So, and sometimes
later, Donnie, thanks for coming here, brother.
He's
saying thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. So I used to offer, I still do, I guess, a content creation service, and I would subcontract that out to other people. Well, I had a client / friend who was over at the house, and I was playing with Chat GPT, and he's like, "Well, what's that?" I was showing him, and so he sat with me, and we built, he gave me just enough information to give it, and then I just said, I wanted like 400 words. And then we spit it out, and then we paste it, and we just had to do some minor copy editing. Because I mean, especially when it's just like this one was a mobile detailing. This was a mobile detailing website.
Right.
So,
so you just got to plug in like basic information and then have it spit out like about us and like.
Yeah, and then you just go
Menus or
and you make
whatever.
minor changes because so it does still use a lot of there's a lot of similarities. Like it's definitely got like what I call a writing style.
I see.
Like it uses phrases a lot. So you
Can't
just got to
you
humanize it
can't
up.
you tell like to write in the style of and like
Yes, you can. So the other day, just for fun, for shits and giggles, I was trying to see if I could teach it to be funny. So I was feeding it input for like different comedians that I like, and I said, I want you to tell me a joke. Like God, I wish I had my history. Chat GPT, so many people use it.
in the
My
style of
history.
George Carlin and then the computer
Yeah, I would
just
do. Yeah,
breaks because George he can't curse, right?
no, it won't curse, but I actually did one as George Carlin, and all it did, and they weren't funny because they are restricted. Like they can't say anything sarcastic. They can't make fun, like because it says as an AI language model, I am not allowed to do anything that
Yeah,
could be
I
construed
saw
as
some people though talking about how they can get around that by making it by like trying to get the chat to act as if they're acting out something in like a scene. Like
I'll try that.
if
I'll
you were
try
if
that.
you were acting in a scene as George Carlin, what you can get around it by you can literally talk around the restriction.
Huh.
You just try it.
I'll try it. I've been playing with it a lot. My buddy LDG at the Underground, he's been teaching me a lot of ways to ask it certain questions and how to pipe in the like information to make it give you a better answer or write something better for you. But like my buddy, he had it write him a rap and he loved it. And he's going to use it for his next commercial for his business.
All right, so listen, guys, we're going to the members section. We are going to be talking about the Shazam thing. Also, we will look at that teaser for episode 5. I didn't even know it was out. So we'll look at the teaser for episode 5.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And we'll talk about the Shazam inside stuff I got. And that's it, man. So if you guys want to join us, come on over to the members section. The water is nice and warm. And that's where we're going. Again, the link is in the chat. It's also in the description. And if you do nothing, it'll just take you there. Or if not, if you can't come, you can't support, that's cool. Come on back on Monday and for the Raw Rant show. We have some really cool guests coming.